Ozzy Osbourne was the kindest celebrity I ever met. Behind the interview story. Meeting Ozzy Osbourne was a heartwarming experience that I will always cherish. Andrew Vamps, the founder of One Real Voice, a company dedicated to podcast coaching and strategy, is also the host of the podcast Choose the Hard Way and writes a Substack newsletter of the same name. Back in 2005, I attended an interview with Ozzy Osbourne for Mean, a style and culture magazine based in Los Angeles. At that time, the Osbournes was dominating the MTV airwaves, and Ozzy was gearing up to release a retrospective box set of his music. To mark the occasion, I decided to wear a striking faux snakeskin cape that shimmered in silver and black, reaching mid-calf. Given my childhood spent immersed in the sounds of Black Sabbath and my teenage years playing in a band inspired by their music, I felt that the cape was a fitting tribute to the legendary rocker. As I approached the interview location, I knocked on a grand Gothic wooden door, expecting to be greeted by an assistant or a publicist. To my surprise, it was Ozzy himself who opened the door. He shook my hand warmly, flashed a genuine smile, and complimented my unique cape. He welcomed me inside and led me to his living room, where we settled down comfortably. He even asked how I preferred my tea and took the time to prepare it for both of us. When he returned with our drinks, he continued to engage me in conversation, showing a sincere interest in my life and experiences. It's common for celebrities to be charming, often using their charisma to win over those they wish to influence. However, Ozzy was different. He radiated kindness and attentiveness, making me feel like I was talking to a genuinely nice person rather than just a famous rock star. As our conversation deepened, I found myself growing increasingly nervous. I had conducted numerous interviews with celebrities before, and I could feel the pressure of time ticking away. I worried to Katharpio of kneeling fiat. I might leave without capturing any of the insights I had hoped for. Fortunately, my concerns were unfounded. Ozzy opened up about his rigorous workout routine, which included 2 hours of exercise daily, featuring cardio on a stationary bike and an impressive 550 crunches. He also shared details about his yet-to-be-written memoir and recounted his first encounter with the iconic mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap, which he humorously referred to as a documentary. He reminisced, saying, Black Sabbath, after I left, bought a Stonehenge twice the size of the real one, and it took them 3 days to get it into the venue. The overtime bill was outrageous. Getting lost on the way to the stage is something I would do. As we wrapped up the interview, I began to gather my tape recorder and notebook, preparing to leave. But Ozzy surprised me once again by asking if I would like to stay a little longer and listen to some tracks from his box set. We moved to his listing room, and he pressed play. Here was a man who had reached the pinnacle of success in his field, sharing some of the most iconic metal tracks ever created, and he was genuinely interested in my thoughts on his work. Each time I thought we were finished, he would play another song, and we continued to chat until I finally had to head home. In today's world, where wealth and fame are often seen as the ultimate goals, it's easy to forget the importance of kindness and genuine connection. These attributes can sometimes be overshadowed by the desire to control perceptions and silence dissenting voices. That day, Ozzy Osbourne exemplified a different approach to fame and power. He showed that true strength lies in being interested in others, being present in the moment, and extending kindness. Every interaction he have, whether in person or online, presents an opportunity to embody this philosophy, bringing joy to others and enriching our own lives in the process. While Ozzy will undoubtedly be remembered as the Prince of Darkness, I will always remember him as the Prince of Kindness. What do you think? Do you believe that kindness can be a powerful tool in the world of fame and success? Share your thoughts in the comments. Ozzy Osbourne's battle with rare Parkinson's. Lifestyle factors explored. Here's the unvarnished truth every rock fan needs to hear. Ozzy Osbourne's life scripted one of the most gripping medical mysteries in rock history. The legendary Black Sabbath frontman's battle with a rare genetic form of Parkinson's, PRKN2, is challenging long-held assumptions about lifestyle choices and neurodegenerative diseases. Could his decades as a rock icon, with its attendant late nights, extreme performances, and substance use, have inadvertently accelerated his condition? Let's unravel the science, controversies, and human elements behind this tragic story. The battle behind the sage. Osbourne, who passed away at 76 after publicly managing his symptoms for years, first revealed his diagnosis on Good Morning America in 2019. His condition was far from typical. PRKN2 is a genetic Parkinson's subtype linked to slow progression, distinct from its more common counterparts. Yet even with this biological predisposition, experts like Dr. Brandon Crawford, a developmental functional neurologist, argue that lifestyle factors might have tipped the balance. The Parkinson's puzzle, genetics versus environment. Only 10 to 15% of Parkinson's cases are strictly genetic, Crawford explains. Most stem from a mix of genetic susceptibility and environmental triggers like head trauma, a risk factor for Ozzy due to his intense stage performances, poor sleep patterns, chronic inflammation, or exposure to toxins such as heavy metals. Here's the kicker. Osbourne's rock star lifestyle, late-night gigs, artificial lighting, substance use may have exacerbated these risks. For instance, circadian disruption. Think about it. Humans as diurnal creatures thrive under natural light cycles. Ozzy's 24/7 rock and roll existence, Crawford notes, likely disrupted these rhythms, stressing the brain and boosting inflammation, a known Parkinson's driver. Head trauma, the theory many ignore. Headbanging and stage diving, while iconic, could have caused repeated neurological shocks. As Crawford bluntly states, your brain is like a jelly-filled bowl. Constantly shaking it isn't helpful. Heavy metals, a silent threat. Older venues and poorly ventilated equipment might have exposed Ozzy to toxins like manganese or mercury, substances linked to Parkinson's studies. Managing the unmanageable. While there's no cure, Osbourne's story shows the patches and duct tape reality of disease management. Dopamine agonists temporarily eased his symptoms, offering moments of clarity before they wore off. Sharon Osbourne described this roller coaster as good days, really bad days. His exploration of stem cell therapies in recent years, which might restore dopamine-producing neurons, highlights how patients often seek innovative solutions when traditional treatments fail. The bigger question, could we prevent this? Osbourne's case prompts uncomfortable questions about modern lifestyle and health. Crawford suggests that prioritizing natural rhythms, consistency in sleep, eating schedules, avoiding head trauma, and reducing toxin exposure might help stave off similar diagnoses. But here's the controversy. Many rock fans, and even some scientists, argue that blaming individual behavior oversimplifies a complex disease. Is it fair to link a musician's livelihood to his health decline? Or does Osbourne's story highlight a cautionary tale about pushing the body to extremes? Final takeaway. Ozzy Osbourne's legacy transcends his music. It forces us to rethink the interplay between genetics, environment, and choice. While his rare PRKN2 likely began his journey, the lifestyle factors we often glorify in rock culture may have quickened his decline. As Crawford warns, this isn't just about feeling tired or moving slower. It's about a disease reshaping every layer of a person's existence. So here's the debate. Should we see Ozzy's story as a call for moderation, or as a testament to living life on your own terms, however fierce? Your thoughts? Jump into the comments and share. Do you believe lifestyle choices play a bigger role in neurodegenerative diseases than we acknowledge? Or is that a case of genetic inevitability? We'd love to hear your perspective. Kelly Osbourne mourns the loss of her best friend, Ozzy Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne mourns the loss of her best friend after Father Ozzy's passing. In a heartbreaking statement, Kelly Osbourne expressed her devastation over the death of her father, Ozzy Osbourne, stating that she had lost the best friend I ever had. The emotional tribute was shared on her Instagram story, where she quoted lyrics from Black Sabbath's song, Changes. Originally featured on Black Sabbath's 1972 album, Volume 4, the song was reimagined in 2003 when Ozzy and Kelly collaborated on a new version. The updated lyrics transformed the track from a tale of a romantic breakup to a poignant narrative about a father-daughter relationship growing apart. Ozzy Osbourne, once known as the Prince of Darkness, was a heavy metal and rock pioneer whose controversial stage antics included biting the head of a live bat, which he mistakenly believed was made of rubber. However, his public image softened when he starred alongside his family in the reality TV show The Osbournes from 2002 to 2005. The show offered a glimpse into his home life, showcasing his interactions with his wife, Sharon, and their children, Kelly and Jack. Ozzy passed away on Tuesday at the age of 76, surrounded by his loving family. The cause of death have not yet been disclosed. Just weeks before his death, Ozzy performed his final show in Birmingham, England, where Kelly became engaged to her long-term partner, rock musician Sid Wilson of Slipknot. In an Instagram video capturing the proposal, Wilson professed his love for Kelly and asked for her hand in marriage. Ozzy humorously interjected, saying, "Fuck off, you're not marrying my daughter," before the couple embraced as onlookers cheered. Kelly and Sid, who have been together since at least 2022, share a young son named Sydney.